Alright, last time. Insert an overused DBZ joke here. Man, what that was your character's name again? Cardum. Cardum.
Yes.
Cardum almost won the archery test, and
Surprised.
fucked up one of the shots.
I'm still salty.
Rip Cardum. Other than that, some identification happened at, well, near the Thunder Eagle Adventurers Guild in the merchant area. And then Cardum and Taurus went exploring for the Thieves Guild entrance, which they found and visited briefly. Everyone's pretty much back at the inn that y'all have been staying at. Sandeep and Unan was going to have a bit of food and then brawl afterwards. Or spar, if you will.
Alright, so Unan had made a offer to Sandeep about sparring a little bit with Aethys. Partially because Unan felt that Aethys needed to test her skills, but also so Sandeep, who said he needed to test a little bit of his skills prior to this melee combat, just to make sure they were good. But understanding how this town is with magic, they both assumed, you know what? They might not like people fighting in the streets, so they went a little ways out of town. Not too far, but, you know, a few minutes. Once they got a little ways out, a little in the woods, you could say,
They whipped out the Wand of Wonder.
What was that?
They whipped out the Wand of Wonder.
Exactly, and they used it way too many times and made the DM have to really, really, really try to make shit up on the spot consistently. I mean, at least it brought us an animated deer. Aethys and Sandeep took their sides, did a cordial, you know, like bow, handshake, whatever would be appropriate. But in order to make it fair, in a sense, Unan had buffed Aethys's, mechanically, her AC. He cast Mage Armor on her, so now her form had magical armor about it. At that then, they got ready, Unan called it to start, and Aethys instantly dashed forward. Coming right up above him, I'm not too sure... How tall is your character, Jared?
5'11".
So just a little bit taller than him. She comes up and just headbutts right on him. A solid hit. Tries to headbutt him and misses because he kind of pushes her aside like, no headbutting. But seeing that she's kind of taking it serious, he drew out his mace and goes for an underswing, which she quickly jumped back from, realizing, so we are going to take it serious. She gets that look in her eye that, oh no, you're going to start taking it too serious. And she goes in for a full fucking round attack, just a flurry of punches, along with a headbutt again. Apparently she likes to headbutt things. And scored a pretty good hit. I mean, good enough that Sandeep had to take a breather and decided, you know what, I'm going to take a step back from her, which she saw the opportunity and went for another undercut or left jab, whatever. But unfortunately, Sandeep saw through this and kind of blocked it with his arm, making sure she wasn't going to get a very good hit in on him. Having seen how crazy she just hurt Sandeep, Unan went, alright, let's kind of balance this back out again. I didn't realize she's that strong. And buffed Sandeep. So now they're both in glowing mage armor. At that, Sandeep then draws out a javelin and tosses it, but she saw right through this and just kind of lazily drifted to the left so it would fly past her, and runs forward and punches into the ground. Unfortunately for her, Sandeep took that with advantage and brings his mace and slams it down on the back of her head. With a poof of light, she goes poosh and is gone. Sandeep taking a breath, Unan going, you did pretty well. Sandeep then uses his energy to his healing energy to heal himself up a bit, and then tells Unan that when she comes back, I'll heal her out of sportsmanship. And Unan was like, well, that's probably gonna have to be till tomorrow. A little tapped on energy to bring her back. So for the rest of the party, anyone that had not gone to their rooms yet, they see Sandeep and Unan return, but not with Aethys. But they look totally fine with one another and head on off to their rooms. The following morning, Unan spent a couple minutes doing his ritual and then resummoning Aethys, whom looks fine but feels a little injured. Mechanically speaking, she's at half health. But luckily for her, Sandeep said he would heal her, and I'd assume that's where we'll pick up game then, is just as Sandeep gets done using his ability to heal her up.
This spot sounds good to me.
It might be reflected in the competition later, but most of it was us missing each other.
Yep.
Isn't that how it usually goes?
That was a literal recount. It was a case of missing, except she hit him for technically knocking him unconscious, or almost knocking him unconscious. He hit her pretty good, and then the only reason she didn't kill him, not like just injure, but potentially kill Sandeep, was because of me casting the mage armor on her, because fuck.
Did anyone else want to do anything before, just, like, your character goes to bed, then? I mean, technically, Cardam and Taurus have been out till like 1:30 in the morning or so.
My boy is fast asleep.
Well, if there's nothing else, then out of the third day.
Well, good news, the campaign ends tomorrow. Because at the end of the third day, we're all going to be, hit by a meteor.
Oh, right. You mean the moon?
Yes. It's basically a meteor. And yes, I know
Well,
that's
then we
not
just
how the moon was
time.
formed, but whatever. Just Groundhog Day this shit forever. As our characters slowly grow more and more insane.
This isn't a Cthulhu campaign.
So, anyone's character not waking up?
Looks like we all wake up.
Lamb, high or low?
Low.
Well, everyone's character wakes up but Noah's.
Okay.
Are you guys going to get food from the inn? What's going on?
I have a spoon. I'm used to gruel. I don't have a lot of...
Gross.
Well, actually, that's a lie. I do have quite a... Well, not a lot of money, though.
I mean, honestly, Tate, it would be probably the perfect item for your character because he just absorbs nutrients out of this stuff anyway.
He still tastes it.
I mean, technically, it doesn't say if he does or doesn't.
He tastes it.
At the very
Listen, are
least,
you
he
saying
smells
I
it.
don't have an excellent taste?
I'm saying you don't have any taste. As a person and a character.
I find that offensive.
You should.
I'll come down and get something small to eat to wait for Aethys and Unan to come down.
And with that, Unan and Aethys do come down.
Shortly following them is Kaz. And I'm looking forward to the meal this morning. I've got a competition ahead of me, and I definitely probably have to not go on a hungry stomach.
I'm just spending most of the morning in my room trying to concentrate on the melee contest coming up.
2 health on the first spell. Well, I was gonna heal her. Let's try this again. 3. So 5 total.
That'll be fine.
What a heal.
I mean, she doesn't have an excessive amount of health, so...
Does your summon actually gain HP from sleeping? Does your summon sleep, first off, actually?
What was that?
Does your summon sleep?
No.
So would not get HP back from sleeping.
Right, that's why on the one character sheet thing, we had it stating that I can basically sacrifice my healing because it can't sleep. It can't technically do anything itself other than be healed with magic or me giving it HP. But since I can't summon her, or I couldn't summon her till this morning, was not an option. Also something he's unaware of. So, wouldn't do it anyway. Nevertheless, Aethys gets all healed up, tells Sandeep, thank you, and sits down and proceeds to just play with cards with Unan, who just gets a very basic breakfast. Something like, I don't know, eggs, bacon, toast, and orange juice. Just like your basic breakfast.
That kind of meal would be a silver piece from this place.
I probably just got a couple eggs.
Meanwhile, Kaz has gone up and he's ordered a little bit of a platter. He's ordered probably 3 pieces of bread, 2 eggs, 2... I would say like little fillets of ham, the closest thing to like sausage/bacon you can get, off to the side of that plate, and just a cup of fresh milk.
And that'll be 3 silver tape. Jared, your price will be let's go for 16 copper. Jared, was Cardinum ordering food, or just sticking with the spoon?
No, he's using the spoon and spending time in his room before the competition. Basically, he's just not... He's trying not to run into anyone on purpose at this point.
Sabotage.
Just, you know, concentration bullshit.
Fair enough. Lamb, high or low?
Low.
Damn.
Sabotage.
Carnum realizes he has no bowl to put the spoon in. Opens up Taurus's mouth, puts spoon in, acts like bowl, proceeds to eat gruel out of Taurus's mouth.
Ugh.
No, I was actually gonna have Steve Rat knock on the window.
Gotcha.
Well, Cardinum is in his room, eating from the spoon. By the spoon?
Eating the spoon?
There is no spoon.
Oh my god. The spoon is actually magic.
I mean, yes?
Now, not the spoon has magical properties. The spoon is magic. It is all of magic condensed into single item.
Infinite rule, so. Anywho, Cardinum was in his room eating via the spoon. The 3 of you got food, or is this asleep? But now.
Damn all of the things in my room making loud
I know, right?
noises.
If anything, there are sound effects for what's going on in the room with you trying to meditate, or concentrate rather.
I just hate how everything in my actual room just can't stop making noise, ever.
Well, considering Unan's first friend out of the group was Sandeep, and he has nothing he's going to do today, once he gets done, he looks at Sandeep and goes, "So, I can't clap my hands. So, what's first on the list?"
Well, all I really had interest today is one, the melee test, and also swimming. I mean, I could have checked out the melee style, but I'm not as worried about that right now. Kind of just need more, can't think of the word, actual practice with, rather than just finesse.
Grace.
Like applicable skill.
Apples?
Yes, Tate. I want apples.
Hey, Hollow.
I see, so off to the swimming competition it is.
And I don't think that's that far away. It should just be over by the docks.
Aethys looks at the rest of the group. Is anyone else joining to watch Sandeep or join him? Or is anyone else going anywhere else?
It's pretty much just Kaz down here other than us.
Alright, so yeah, she looks at Kaz. You gonna go watch him swim? Or do you have somewhere to go?
Oh, I have my own places to be, good sir. I've got my competition coming up today, as far as I know. Should be, not sure where it takes place. Probably somewhere in the marketplace.
What are you doing?
I saw a flyer while perusing the town for the healer competition.
Unan whips out the sheet. That's at the Healers Guild.
Oh. I tried to go in there yesterday. Well, they were closed. I wasn't gonna break in or anything, but somebody was home.
Aethys this time.
Uh,
Maybe they're scared of you since you're a necromancer.
Well, I find that very rude and very assuming.
That's classist.
Maybe there's an unhealers guild.
Unan.
Looks at me up through the wall. Out of game level. Lamb found the Healers Guild.
Isn't that just like every fighter's guild ever?
Yeah, it's anything dealing damage instead of healing, in a sense. Unan this time. I mean, to be fair, he did say he's a white necromancer, so he deals with more
Oh, so now it's about race.
white magic?
Indeed. a white necromancer more studies the balance between life and death, whereas a necromancer's primary focus is, well, raise the dead and forget everything to do with protecting the balance.
So you have to kill in order to bring things back? To keep the balance?
Oh no, no. It's more of a, oh hey, I'm being mugged on the side of the road. Just so happens there's also a skeleton of a wolf nearby.
That sounds like normal necromancy.
And then, after the wolf is done protecting its master, you put it down. Politely. Because you want to preserve the balance. It died of natural causes, most likely. See, a necromancer wouldn't put it down. A necromancer would go, come on, Fido, you're with me forever, because you're my slave.
Ah, so you're not ignoring it, you're just cheating it.
I imagine you're also not defiling people's graves.
Oh, definitely not. That goes against all of the basic principles of the balance.
Sorry. Because of how you've been playing your character to an extent, Tate, my thought was you were gonna go, of course not. Also, what's a grave?
Now I'm just picturing how a lot of necromancers in video games are always found in like mortuaries and mass graves. You're just stationed at a retirement home. They weren't buried. They just only recently died.
Indeed, my friend here is correct. It's not more of cemeteries or anything of the ilk, even though those are a little bit foreign. It's more of taking advantage of the recently deceased in order to aid you in your times of need, to protect you, and then putting them back to whence they came. You may call it cheating. It's more of walking the balance.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. It's too mean. Anyway, I get done with my food. Look at Sandeep. So are you ready? Also, the main thing I was gonna say was I was gonna look at him and go, ah, so you're similar to me where you can bring things to life, except, I'm not a cheater. That's too mean for Unan.
He, by the way, Kaz finishes the last of the ham, and he pushes the colorless food to the middle of the table.
See, you keep saying
that's a delicious meal.
You keep saying it works that way, but my headcanon is you turn liquids to dust and you turn food to mush. That doesn't just lose its color, it just looks like garbage.
No, it just loses its color. It doesn't turn to garbage. Even though it might taste like literally air and give you no nutritional value and fill up your stomach.
Nutritional value?
Actually, Tate, I'm looking at your race. It doesn't say anything about the food losing color. So it could just stay the same color.
Say it doesn't.
I know, but it's fair if it does stay the same color. Someone else tries to eat it and is just extremely disappointed.
I agree with that, actually. I'm retconning that. That sounds ingenious.
Just when they're cleaning your plate, they just take one of the things like, am I really this bad at cooking?
Astaboy, making sure that cooks everywhere are self-conscious of their meals.
Seriously.
Sandeep stands up from the table, does a few stretches. Okay, I think I'm ready.
Problem with that line of thinking, by the way, is that a chef would be aware that an Astamoy would be eating their food.
What if it's a small town?
I think my headcanon's still
Then
better.
Then you're probably being burned for being a witch, Tate.
Yeah, you probably have other issues going on besides some cook going, I'm not going to feed you.
See, all we need for you to do is take off all your clothes, lay down on the ground, and we'll stand in front of you and pretend like you're a shadow.
Oh, well, I can more than do that.
That's out of game.
I know. Well, he has no problem being naked in front of people, because Astamoy generally don't wear clothes.
It's because they don't have any junk.
That's
exactly. How do they reproduce, you ask? Who knows? It's probably via, like, trees. They just a little shadow droplet falls off of them, and it grows into a baby shadow droplet. Honey, when we get a baby, I don't know, it probably fell off me this morning.
So, is Sandeep going off then?
Yeah.
Okay. Since you have multiple people killed, the out of game, the reason I was suggesting to go to the swimming one first was, since you have multiple people doing the melee, might as well go do the other ones.
Well, it really actually does not matter which order we take it.
Oh, they don't have to do the melee at the same time?
Well, I mean, Lamb and Jared will have to do the melee test at the same time, but it doesn't matter if we do that first and then go to the other ones, or if the swimming and whatever happens first and then melee test.
Fair enough.
I was just kind of letting you guys roleplay, and then whatever the hell you guys decided to go, it was gonna happen that way.
Well, it looks like us three are heading off.
Oh yeah, I'm imagining at some point during that, Carmen just kind of comes out and goes out the door.
Okay.
I mean, if you want that to happen in the middle of their conversation, I just never had a good chance to really, like, say that.
We'll say you leave as they just got out of the door, and it's closing behind them.
Yeah, then I'm going up for the capture competition then.
But the, barracks.
Yeah.
This year's capture competition, capture the swimmers.
Then I'm screwed because I only have 5 feet of swim.
A really big net.
Oh no, the
Sandeep,
capture is
you should
related
go do the
to,
swimmer contest.
the capture is related to target dummies. There's no live, quote-unquote, targets.
Oh god.
But-
Live quote unquote lamb. That means that the dummies are going to be animated.
Yes, it does. I was going to say you guys will learn more about that as the test happens, but yeah, it's actually the dummies are going to be animated. So Kaz is then going to be heading to the Healers Guild,
Yes.
Humming Shields. Double check the name.
I'll show you humming shields. It's called Bridget Brigietta.
What did I try calling the Humming Shields last time? Or was it
Hummingbirds?
Might have been hummingbirds. Alright, just make sure I had those files open. Also, Tate, high or low?
Hi.
Well, Noah's character's still asleep.
Wakes up to Steve Rat humping his face.
That's Steve a Rat.
Same thing. No,
That's
Steve
different.
Rat is his brother. He's actually one of the town guards.
Well, you guys have split up and are heading towards the respective areas. Essentially, who wants to go first? As in, who the fuck's getting to the destination first? I mean, obviously, distance-wise, it would be Sandeep, Aethys, and Unan, but...
Well, Kaz is taking his sweet time. You know, he has to work his way through people and only 60 feet of vision.
If Karnam left while we were having discussions, he might get to his before we get to the dock, but it doesn't take long to get to the dock, so it's probably a coin flip.
And as I mentioned, he left as you guys were leaving.
Okay.
And I mean, like you said, we're doing this less distance-wise more. Does anyone want to go first, specifically?
Also, for reference, the swimming test is happening down by the southern bit.
They're just gonna throw you into the middle of the ocean until you have fun swimming back.
So Kaz is taking his time, Karnam's making his way. I guess we're going with the swimming bit first? Yes, no?
Sure.
Okay, well, over by the southern edge of the docks is a group of people with bathing suits on, looking like they're entering the competition. Out in the distance are some buoys that seem to mark some key points in the competition. At the head of the competition is a slender-looking gilliman. And as you guys approach, you hear an announcer. If you're going to be competing in the swimming competition, you will need to be ready within the next 15 minutes. We'll be starting without delay, with or without you. So you guys have 15 minutes to get ready if you want to do anything during that time.
I take off my leather armor. Like, here, can you hold on to this?
Aethys holds on to it for him. How does the waters look?
It's an ocean. So, waves, but not like overly so.
Okay. So he doesn't need bonuses on saves. Never mind then. Aethys and Unan are just here to watch. They're not participating.
I'm about to walk away up to line up, and then I turn around. I reach around my neck and pull out a scroll case. Hold on to this too. Do not lose it.
Unan takes it. Sandeep runs away, or walks away. He quickly opens it up and reads everything inside there. No, not really. He's a respectable boy.
Sandeep gets ready. The 15 minutes go by, and more contestants are showing up for the swimming competition. Some looking like they may have an advantage over others considering their water-based races. So the 15 minutes is up, and the announcer begins. Alright, that 15 minutes is up. Looks like everyone who wanted to compete is here. My name is Zesk, and this competition will be about the time it takes to get through the course, and you will all be competing at the same time. The one with the fastest time wins. You were able to interfere with each other. However, in the event you cause another's death, intentional or not, you will be disqualified and arrested. So do be careful about your interference, or it could be a grave mistake. The contestant crowd mutters to each other about that rule. This rule is new for this year because in the past this event doesn't get many spectators, but hopefully this will change. This change will make it a bit more tense and interesting. In the event someone is knocked out while in the water, there are people who will be able to retrieve them so they do not drown, so don't worry about that causing a death. As for the race itself, you need to go from each buoy and take a flag from it. Each one has a unique color and number associated with it, so trying to take more than one from a single buoy won't net you the victory and will also disqualify you if you do take more than one. I expect to be swimming for about an hour in total in this race, as it's a bit of a long one. With that out of the way, everyone line up along the edge here, as he points over to the edge of the dock area. And once everyone is ready, we will start. The specific edge I'm talking about is this one here. Contestants begin lining up at the edge of the dock, including Jared. Ready to dive in and begin the race, and after a few minutes of letting people get ready, Zess says, okay, it looks like you all, you are all ready to go. And then he announces begin, as he fires off a flare gun to begin the event. I imagine Sandeep is going to then jump into the water.
Yep.
Along with the rest of the contestants. Mechanically speaking, by the way, this event's kind of just role-based. There's not a whole lot of RP, but Jared, do you want to try to interfering with any of the other contestants?
No, but I have Dance Blade, which when I'm holding a metal weapon, I move 10 feet faster, so I'll probably have my mace on hand. One, if I get messed with, and two, just I'm more mobile with it. So if someone messes with me, I'll mess back.
Fair enough. So go ahead and you'll be making 5 swim checks for me. The details of this event are, again, very minor. I couldn't really come up with a means to incorporate roles and actually advancing easily. To do, like announcement, blah blah blah. Like, oh, blah blah blah's in the leads, and right behind him is this. Big horse race announcer, but.
They're taking a left turn. Wait, no.
I mean, they do in horse racing, don't they? Or do they go clockwise?
I don't know.
I'm sure it's counterclockwise.
I don't really know anything about races. So.
Yeah, wait. No, they would go around counterclockwise. Yeah, horse races, when you're in the stands watching, they come from the left and go to the right. So, yeah.
So first roll is 26.
Next.
29. Natural 20.
Next.
25.
Next.
18.
Wow, my fucking D10s are in your favor today, apparently, Jared. And, wait, that was the final roll.
27.
Well, you guys have swam competing against each other, and after a brief bit of competition at the start, Sandeep is able to pull out pretty far ahead by, well, technically it's the third roll, if you will. But after the full event, and Jared, I assume you're not going to be trying to pull more than one flag from a buoy, etc.
Right.
Well, by the end of the race, you come in first, and then
Natural swim speed.
right behind you will be a halfling, male halfling, and in third place would be a male half-orc.
No gillmen or aquatic elves?
Nope. The roll sucked. I actually had like 10 other contestants and their fucking rolls sucked. Even for being aquatic based. It's like, really?
Never really seen a very agile halfling. Or at least in the water.
You know what's even worse? The random character generator I used has it as a male halfling warrior mercenary.
Huh.
So if anything, he has strength behind him, I guess. Anyway, the contestants have finished up racing, getting their position number, as they cross the finish line, which is essentially coming back to the dock. And once all of the racers have been either taken out of the water from being knocked unconscious or interfered with, or actually completing the race, Zesk announces the winner of the first place, second, and third. The first, of course, being you, Jared Sandeep, which he points to, and the crowd goes wild. Cheers, claps, etc.
I just wave.
Yeah, I can't one hand clap.
I'm hitting my chest.
It's reasonable enough, honestly.
Is there a push to clap button?
I had thought about actually adding like a soundboard to the game, one where I know I could actually use the sound effects. It would help, but I'm like, you guys listen to music sometimes on your own and whatnot. Don't want to just have a random sound effect in the middle of a song, kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe that's something we can discuss later.
I'm all for a soundboard, and if you use Voice Speaker Banana correctly, you can play it through your mic.
It'd be in game. It would literally be a button in game. I press the button, sound gets played.
You can use a tablet and bring up the button soundboard page.
No.
That works.
Zesk also then goes into second place, the male halfling warrior, whose name is Faster Galpsy, by the way, if you're wondering.
Wow. So the guy who took second place in the fucking race is named Faster?
Fastar.
I don't care. His name is still Faster.
It was randomly generated.
It sounds like Gallop.
It was randomly generated, okay?
Yeah.
He realizes this is the swimming and not the horse competition, right?
He might show up in that too. Who knows? We'll find out. Assuming any of you actually take it. Anyway, and then Zess also points over to third place winner, how do I pronounce it, Tico? The male half-orc. Crowd does not cheer as much for him, unfortunately, but for the three contestants I got first to third, Zess goes and gets the reward, which for you, Jared, will be a diver's kit, 3 water breathing potions, 3 water walking potions, and 15 gold. If you're wondering what's in a diver's kit, you'll have to look it up, because I don't remember offhand. So, the swimming test, by the way, it took overall 2 hours between setup when you guys got there, the actual race itself, and then, like, the reward ceremony afterwards, if you will. So you guys still have, you three technically still have, you three technically have quite a bit of time before the second event would start for the day.
Alright.
And I imagine Unan and Athos are cheering on Sandeep during all that.
Yeah, they were cheering on the entire time and not doing what I typed into Mumble.
Yeah, I realized there wasn't a really good time for you to jump in with that kind of comment, so.
Right. I thought of it, I laughed to myself, and I was like, I have to type it before at least I forget it. So that's what I did. But yeah, we cheered the entire time, and then once he gets back, congratulates him, and then Athos just goes, so shall we all take a walk while we wait for your next competition?
Yeah, maybe we can check some other people's competitions if they took longer.
Oh, that's true. Let's go to... Which one's closest? Hummingbirds
Neither?
is there.
I mean, either's probably closer, because I think Lambert's Barracks.
I assumed that one was gonna be in mid-square.
Oh, Barracks is right there.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
close.
they're like right next.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, we head up that way to see what's going on over there. And see if we can catch either of them, and if we can't, then we can't, and we're just close by anyway then.
I knew both of them were in the center, by the way. I was just like, I don't remember what side the guards barracks got put on.
Also, Jared, very good job on doing it yourself, because I couldn't do what I would have normally done to help you. Oh, it's easy. Mage
Foil.
hand, sleight of hand picks, take the top person, steal one of their banners or whatever, and then give it to the second top person and one of theirs and give it theirs so that they instantly both get disqualified and just sit and smile to yourself because you cheated. So long as you can get away with the sleight of hand checks, obviously. Again, I'm used to not playing a good character. So yeah, we just walk that way. Will we catch either the other two's competitions, or did they happen pretty much at the same time and we're not going to be able to catch them?
Well, considering the time Lamb left the place, you might be able to catch the tail end of that, because there'd be a lot more contestants for the target capturing one.
Right.
And it's actually going to be, you guys will learn this in a second, but it'll be like 3 people going at once because of how many people there are. So I mean, yeah, you'll probably catch that. For Tate's, probably not.
All right, so then yeah, I guess we walk up and do what Sandeep suggested, and I guess notice that the Humming Shields one has already ended, but the Guard Barracks one has just about ended, and hope that we can then catch Carnum. Or not catch Carnum, but see Carnum.
Catch Carnum at
See-
the target capturing test.
Catch Carnum as he catches. Why do you put Kaz down there, Tate?
Represent that he was taking his time.
Yeah, he's walking to it.
Gotcha.
He knows where he's at now, so he can. Would he be there already?
I mean, do you want to be taking more than 2 hours?
No. I'd say in the time that the competition was, he probably arrived for the swimming one.
Would hope you would have arrived at that point.
That's what we just talked about, Tate, that during the swimming one, yours also happened, and Tim's also happened, but that one, yours finished by the time we would be getting up there. So Jared's and yours are done by the time we get up to the target capturing.
Okay.
So, Lamb, do you want to do your competition first, or should we go with Tate's?
Oh, mine.
I don't know what the fuck you just said, because you said it way too damn fast.
I don't mind doing mine.
Yeah, the first time you said that, all I could think of was fucking just a yelp. I could say all the states really fast. Yelp.
Oh, really quickly, just for the people streaming stuff. The thing I had said on our Mumble was that Unan was going to walk up to the ocean, look at the nearest person, and say, "Do you want to see something pointless? Proceed to use Create Water, which only makes a gallon of water, onto the ocean," and then just smile and act like he made some sort of huge fucking joke.
Target capturing test, by the way, is also RP heavy. The actual test itself is also kind of short, dialogue-wise. Actually, looking at the number of lines, it's shorter than the swimming test, if that means anything.
I mean, I'm mostly just going to be breaking limbs since I don't have a rope.
Materials will be provided. You'll learn that here in a second.
Oh, thank fuck.
Carnum enters the guild barracks, where he is directed down a set of stairs into the barracks basement. And within...
then they bring out the priest.
No.
I'm sorry, that was kind of not a good joke.
Within the guards' barracks in the basement is a large open area with obvious wear and tear from trading. Some doors lead even further down, presumably to a prison. A tall elf stands on a few wooden boxes to see everyone, waiting for the time to start the target capturing test. Did you want to do anything, Lamb, before the test itself starts?
Not that comes to mind. I mean, I might look around at some of my competition, but other than that...
Okay, well, the tall elf who is standing on top of the few wooden boxes begins talking to everyone in the room in a very to-the-point tone. Hello, everyone. My name is Willadar Thessarin. I am the king of this barracks. If you're only spectating, stay away from the contestants at all times. Today, we'll be testing you on your target capturing skills. Some equipment can be provided, but it would be best if you had your own equipment to capture a target dummy. At the end of those words, the target dummies that are able to be seen inside the room, 3 of them, begin to come alive, wiggling and writhing about erratically, but staying within the same spot they were.
I'm just imagining the scarecrow from Ocarina of Time.
It looks like some of the text I wrote on this didn't get saved at some point.
You didn't actually do the target capture.
I don't think finish it.
Wasn't Noah going to do it?
Yeah. Jared, high or low?
Hi.
His character's still asleep. At this point, his character might just be asleep the entire time. Who knows? Like, my roles have literally been the opposite of what you guys have been saying. Anywho, back to the actual test. Willadar then continues on to say that, as you guys can see, the target dummies have begun moving. Just to make it slightly more difficult, if you do need some equipment, the materials for that, the equipment for that would be on the table behind me. Just come to me to get the equipment before you take the test. Each of you are going to be doing your best to actually capture the target dummy. And we will have 3 of you participate at the same time because of the number of people here. The winner, by the way, will be receiving some gold, special mace, and a special pair of manacles. Gotta find it at the list. Didn't have it at the bottom.
Because it all got cut off.
I don't know what the fuck happened.
I would say maybe he was trying to cut down the file size and did that, but I don't know. Did you accidentally save it under a different name? Or is this all in one document?
It's all different files, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened. He doesn't have anything else left to say about the rules or anything. Essentially, mechanically wise, you are just going to do your best role playing on how you actually try to capture a target, and maybe roll a few skill checks to verify it. But other than that, no. And on that note, he says begin for the first 3 contestants to come up. And now I actually have dialogue written out again. Or warning written out again.
Weird.
I don't know what the fuck. So contestants come and try out their style, showing various methods to subdue an opponent who cannot easily put up a fight, because they're target dummies. And after that group is done, the next set of contestants come up, and etc. Until finally a few NPCs and Cardum come up to do their test.
Alright. So what were provided? What were the things that I was able to grab? I'm assuming it's probably like rope or something.
Rope, netting, bolas. Maybe a whip.
I would like to use the bolas, but I don't think I have skill proficiency in that. Oh well.
If it's something that you can think of that you could possibly roleplay to use to capture someone, it was there.
Alright.
A squeaky chair could also be used.
Just hit him over the head with it?
It's an option.
I mean...
Yeah, heal test, by the way, is a little bit more detailed.
And hopefully all the stuff for that one got saved.
It did, I wrote that up today.
Cool.
Marcus, high or low?
Let's go high.
Okay, you guys are going to be there now. At the place. For Lamb's competition.
I think we're still down on the docks.
Oh. For some reason I thought you had moved them.
No.
But yeah, you guys, you 3 arrive at the guild barracks. The guards barracks, and are directed to the basement for spectating, and are told to, essentially be along the wall, not to interfere with the contestants at all.
Yep, that's what we do. Or at least that's what Unan and Aethys do. I can't speak for Sundeep.
I'm not going to interrupt.
So, Leia, what does Cardum do to capture?
Alright. So, first I'm going to be doing a trip attempt. I'm going to be trying to knock its legs out from in front of it, put my hand behind whatever facsimile of a neck it has, and try to pull it forward. So I'm trying to knock it onto its quote-unquote stomach, if that can be considered one.
Sure, why not?
Is that just CMD or CMB?
That'd be CMB.
Yeah, because it's a trip attempt.
Yeah, it would be that against CMD of the target dummy, which...
I got a 17.
I don't know if the target dummy would even have a CMD, honestly.
Well... I don't know.
Well, if we went just off of what I rolled for the target dummy CMD, you would fail. But
Seriously?
I rolled an 18.
Sweet shit. God damn it.
But because
last time it just blew